The new West Indies men's head coach will not necessarily come from within the region, as the search continues for the permanent replacement for Phil Simmons, who left the role following the Test series in Australia last month.
The search for the new West Indies head coach is now on in earnest, but the process is seemingly heading in a completely different direction from 4 years ago. Back then, Phil Simmons was ushered in by the Ricky Skerritt administration after removing Richard Pybus days after their success at the polls. The Simmons script did not fulfill expectations, and 2 shambolic T20 World Cup outings saw it ripped up and thrown out the window. So if the chosen child has failed, where do they look next? CWI CEO Johnny Grave has suggested the next avenue.
I would hope that we would do a global recruitment and make the role available to anyone. Clearly, if there's a head coach from the Caribbean or of Caribbean descent or origin, it's a huge advantage in terms of understanding our cricket systems, if they've come through that, in terms of understanding our culture and players. But at the same time, I don't think we want to restrict ourselves by saying it would only be a coach of West Indian origin, albeit we're still very much guided by philosophy of West Indies first.
Well, the administration is in no rush to make the appointment.
We are afforded a break in the international calendar at the end of South Africa series at the end of March. We don't host India until July. But at the same time, the sooner we can get a head coach in, the sooner they can start to build relationships internally with staff at Cricket West Indies within Jimmy's cricket department, but also with the captains and the players, the better, really. So I don't think we want to rush the process, but we're certainly not looking to delay it. And therefore, I'd hope that we would have clarity on the recruitment process by February and be well underway so that we'd have a candidate identified, hopefully around April time.
The team has been without a limited overs captain since November, and the wait for a permanent appointment looks set to be extended. The Caribbean men take on South Africa in 3 ODIs and 3 T20 internationals starting in February.
We had Shea Hope, vice-captain of the one-day team, and Rodman Powell as vice-captain of the T20 team. So I guess they'll make either a short-term recommendation for those 2 tours, which could be those vice-captains stepping up before making a long-term decision that they may want to I guess wait until we've got permanent head coach before making a long-term recommendation to the board. But it's very much in the hands of the selection panel through the director of cricket to make that recommendation, and they haven't done so yet.
Grave added that the long-awaited findings from the T20 debacle should be completed this week. Jerome Foster, TVJ Sports.